We're willing to bet that when she's on the air, no one hears the weather forecast. Perhaps this is the shortest feeling of victory in history. So much for the costs of being a presenter. Guests can force you to do a lot of stupid things. It was after this report that he realized that it was time to pay attention to physical activity. This is a model who is clearly not shy about climbing on a table in front of millions of people. That's how you can ruin an important moment due to ordinary carelessness. Like it if you also believe that he reads faster than anyone in the world. An adult man should have already realized that playing with beautiful women ends painfully. When you expect that the working day will be perfect, there will definitely be some bird that will spoil it. The reporter tried as hard as he could to remain serious, but the little girl kept distracting him. He wanted to record a spectacular speech, but clearly couldn't control his fear.
All right. Oh, God. Okay, so it's 40 feet tall, and there's actually a 15-foot little hanging thing.
Everyone knows that minions are real pranksters, but for once, a news release may be interesting to children. The reporter's expression is too serious, considering that a funny dinosaur is running behind her back. Even though the magic trick was revealed, its exposure surely attracted even more attention. Some will say that games and jokes between TV presenters look unprofessional, but most viewers will be glad to know that there is a friendly atmosphere here. The players of the winning team wanted to congratulate their captain and did not pay attention to the fact that the reporter was too close. Being a reporter sometimes makes you freshen up in the middle of the day. If you're going to do sports live, it's better to wear more casual clothes.
Susanna, morning Chubster. This is what you want to be doing. A little bit of skipping. Here's your chance to win a prize worth 154.
Just because you're a sports journalist doesn't mean you're a good player. At the opening of the rink, he perfectly demonstrated its quality. After working for several years, he did not even know about the achievements in the field of new technologies.
I've never touched it before. Oh my gosh, you can tilt it? It's a great day! It's a great day!
Whatever you do, there's always an Asian who does it better, especially when it comes to Southeast Asian cuisine.
What do you want to know from me? Ask me.
Well, how is it?
Hmm?
Oh no, look at that face.
This is not pad thai at all.
That's why it's better not to take a dog with you to work.
Southwest. Oh gosh, you really want to play. Yesterday he was quiet, today clear skies this afternoon.
The first week as a weather presenter will be remembered for the jokes of colleagues and will not help them to learn the rule that one cannot wear a green dress to the shooting. Unlike the audience, the news anchor does not suspect that a real show is happening behind her back. Many people are afraid of reptiles and will not even watch them on TV, but the number of those who wanted to change the channel increased dramatically when the snake relieved itself right in the studio. But they got too excited. Despite its modest size, the dog reacted very aggressively to what was happening. There are also incidents on TV shows about religion and faith. Perhaps someone up there didn't like the key topic of this episode? Ellen DeGeneres always knows how to surprise her guests and the audience. After an argument with a girl, this guy made a desperate attempt to ask her for forgiveness when he shamelessly got into the frame. Now we have another uninvited guest who got into the frame, which, of course, confused the journalist a little. These guys wanted to amuse the audience, and they achieved their goal. We must admit that the guy behaved like a real professional. Who wouldn't melt after such a kiss?
It is up to us to be guardians of our own natural world, save our wild species, and provide a home.
If you accidentally get into the frame, the main thing is to leave it gracefully.
This is in the nation. Hi, Brittany. Oops.
This is how to properly hint to the operator that they no longer want to work with him.
Mayo de 2020. Ahora ya deja de ser obligatoria a partir de mañana, aunque hemos hablado con muchos pasajeros. ¡Ay, mierda!
It seems that the mascot of the sports team was unhappy with the statements of this presenter, so he decided to teach her a lesson. Australia's health minister has gone out of his way to explain the need to wear a mask. As you can see, his words didn't matter anymore when he couldn't put it on himself. The staff of the TV channel thought this joke was funny, but it is unlikely that they appreciated it. To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you? Morning shows in Brazil are a separate art form. He should have turned off his jetpack before giving an interview. This is the weather forecast that you will definitely never miss. She was extremely lucky that there was water in the mug and not hot coffee. Not only people like to appear unexpectedly on live broadcasts, some animals also dream of becoming famous. 60 Fahrenheit is 17 Celsius. It's the right time to warm up a little.
You want me to put this on? Why? Because it's cold?
It will be extremely difficult for her viewers to dial the number of the service she is voicing.
Okay, 800-862.
No, 863.
Call Border Patrol at 800-863-9362. No, that number is 800-863-9362.
She clearly did not expect such a conclusion to the show herself. A sense of humor is a great thing, and if you can also laugh at yourself, then this is a whole new level. Baby Yoda could not stand such tension on the air and decided to quietly leave.
What happened, Baby Yoda? It's not, Tammy, it's not a good sign. Baby Yoda fainted with all the explosions behind me.
Hey viewers, where are you? It's time for us to start. Free facial massage from Shaquille O'Neal is a real thing. A BBC journalist was covered in snow during a live broadcast. She failed to convey important information, but the channel's audience received fresh data on weather conditions in Washington. Sometimes it is difficult to tell serious news with a serious face.
Dimples, the clown, collided. He missed the entrance, but when he tried to make a U-turn, he slammed right into an SUV. They're okay. Police say Dimples was wearing oversized clown shoes.
Is the black cat in the air? I wonder what this sign is for.
Moving in with the, hold on, this is Hamilton, your friend? Yeah. You know, you're the first kitty in 3 years who has ever managed to make it onto my back.
You know, I'll say it boldly and frankly, it was the biggest failure in his life. In general, the hosts of the evening shows play their guests, but today a real snake tamer came to Jimmy Fallon.
My hook. You get yours hooked. Hang on, you know what? Here, put this in your mouth. Just play the flute. Just, go ahead. No, dude. This is, just grab the hook, okay? You're just gonna tap the side of the, get close, fine. You gotta come in, If you're gonna come in, you gotta come in.
Why are we sure that because of her shapes, no one hears the information she delivers? In Venezuela, even in a television studio, danger awaits you. This was not the best dressed for spectacular walking along a staircase. Even famous presenters need psychological relaxation from time to time. Especially after such unexpected curiosities. This is what happens when you are a novice magician and you urgently need to unwind. Every person wants to celebrate the new year with their loved ones, especially at such a massive event in the center of Rio de Janeiro. This girl decided to spend this time with her unusual pet. That's how each of us starts work after a vacation.
Welcome back. You're watching BBC News. Our main headlines right now.
The main disadvantage of a wig is that it can fail at the most inopportune moment. Do you know what the weather forecasters do in the studio when they're not talking about the weather?
What did you talk to her? Yeah.
then worry.
It turns out that a dog can actually eat homework or a report for your boss. Even for the weather presenter, the appearance of her colleague in the frame in such a form turned out to be a surprise.
What a twist! Haven't you expected to see this either, have you?
Well, she showed people by her own example how not to do it. In such a storm, she had every chance to leave the frame by flying away on an umbrella.
Yikes. I know. I need 2 hands.
All right, well, we're not going to talk to you anymore, so you can get tried.
That's what happens when you skip couples in the journalism department. Do you know people that are totally perfect? Except for the laughter. During the filming of a report about a jaguar that walks around this area, a local resident decided to make fun of the journalist. He imitated an animal attack, which really scared the poor guy. Lemurs are always ready to reveal the truth on the air.
Right off Africa, but because of their habitat being changed.
This is a presenter who knows how to get out of any awkward situation.
For today, mostly...
Always remember that jokes about Shaquille O'Neal are fraught with such a result. Cyclists will be extremely surprised by the lack of a finish line on the next lap. His criminal plan would have been perfect if it hadn't been for the camera filming live. If someone dreams of taking off their shoes after a difficult day at work, then she decides to do it in advance. Some reporters have no idea what's going on behind their backs. Yet the most difficult aspect of the presenter's job is to try the chef's dishes and pretend that you really like them.
Is it edible? The vinegar.
But there's no vinegar in there. So here's what happens. What?
That's like all that I can taste is vinegar.
Oh my gosh.
The dentist who fitted his false teeth received the worst advertising on dozens of channels today. Let's be honest, hardly any of us could have sneezed during the broadcast. Only a cat can scare a crime reporter at a crime scene.
This morning, in the last 30 minutes, Winford Sullivan told me he was... Sorry. Guys, I'm sorry.
At first glance, it seems that nothing can break his self-confidence, except for a little bee.
780 days, he's charged with assaulting a law enforcement officer.
Thanks to her professionalism, no one will be able to spoil the live broadcast. Who would like to be captured on camera while eating?
To find the owners, but no one has claimed what's next.
That's what happens when you take your kids to work with you. They obviously overdid filling the fridge for the presentation.
Water dispenser.
Sometimes live TV is the only time in your schedule to take a nap.
I don't think we're being good co-hosts right now.
The only thing that confuses us about her great performance is the microphone that looks upside down. It's awkward, isn't it? This time, the live broadcast was ruined by disgruntled locals. The guy was unlucky to meet a pig who clearly doesn't like journalists. Some people have such a complicated daily routine that they may well forget their names.
You're Krista? Did I just say that? Oh my goodness. Looking at you when I said that's going to be on YouTube. No. All right, I'm Johnny on Thompson.
This is how you need to get out of the frame as unobtrusively as possible in order to laugh. The main rule of the live broadcast is the following. If you don't understand the topic of the discussion, just look good and look at the camera. As you can see, the uninvited guest showed which of the presenters impressed him more. There is a feeling that it'll become much more comfortable for her without an umbrella. The interior of the studio is not always ready for the sudden self-expression of the presenter. Dua Lipa accidentally dropped the microphone during the concert, but it was strange that her voice continued to sound anyway. What an audacity! There is definitely no chance to avoid a scandal here. If you don't strengthen your health yourself, then your teammates will do that for you.
And that'll wake you up. I saw it coming. I hope you don't blame me for not warning you.
Taylor Swift's concerts are so bright that even the stage lights up during them. Do you want an unusual story? Now you need to get unusual feelings. Some are afraid of spiders and others are afraid of ostriches. And what are you afraid of?
Come on, man. No surprise, man. It's an ostrich. It's a baby ostrich. You can kiss my ass.
This TV presenter has not yet found a suitable place for himself at the desk. When you're on a TV show, you want to show the best version of yourself. This singer started coughing during her performance. This escaped bull has made a lot of noise and problems in a small town. The locals had a lot of unsuccessful and even ridiculous attempts to catch the animal. The American actress and comedian seems to have decided to cheer up the viewers of the TV show. Given the power of the helicopter's blades, she will not only cool down, but also take a refreshing shower. The screens in their studio are so realistic that the presenter thought that someone was really moving towards her. Obviously, he has his own opinion for a news podcast too.
It's very comfortable, it's very peaceful.
All this time, she thought she was near the statue. However, it was a living person who still managed to scare her. Outsiders often distract or even interrupt reports, but she was definitely not ready for this. Everything can happen on the show of Ellen DeGeneres. This time, the actress was so scared that she even fell to her knees. To be honest, it's hard to trust the words of a reporter who seems about to fall asleep and fall off his feet. Usually, journalists try to be restrained, but he decided it was time to let his emotions run wild today. It is quite possible that his dog is well-mannered and usually behaves perfectly, but today it decided to play with the owner and the weather forecaster. If the adults who are trying to interfere in the report can be ignored, then this group of children did not give him a chance. Sometimes one little bee can ruin your whole career. Let's admit that this is one of the most spectacular performances on the air. It's safe to say that the guy has finally found his love. They used a lot of things to distract him, but he remained calm and collected. It seems even fresh lemonade can't calm her excitement before the first broadcast.
We rewind it. You come back in there like this? Make lemonade.
A technical error can turn a weather forecast into a real show. Let's admit that he only graced the show with his presence. This is another undeniable advantage in favor of wireless microphones. Bad reporters in the editorial office are sent to work in this particular area.
Is now taking the first place position on why our teams are experiencing.
Probably everyone is familiar with the state when you're constantly interrupted. Sometimes you have to act tough.
Moment! Opravdu!
The presenter definitely did not expect such a crazy development of events. Apparently, he was not going to resist. It's unclear whether it was fishing or hunting for waterfowl, but in any case, it was a success. When you don't like someone else's hugs, it remains only to escape from them. Sometimes even the most calm and interesting conversation can be doomed after a thoughtless, stupid phrase. The main thing is to keep calm at the same time.
And me, I'm 56 years old.
Damn!
I'm sorry.
Usually after Ellen's show, guests need new pants.
Baby mama.
This time, the crown turned out to be too heavy for Miss Universe. The guy clearly decided to add emotion to her boring broadcast.
Refugees with open arms, but there's some mixed reaction from students just ahead. We're not.
Journalists who report on sports events know perfectly well how many athletes like to celebrate a victory. Maybe this reporter wouldn't mind playing snowballs, but not during office hours.
Before watching similar videos, it would be great to buy some sedative pills. One needs nerves of steel here.
The love for your child will always be higher than the live broadcast. It's very nice, isn't it?
Really, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh. I just finished this real quick, okay? Okay, all right, okay. Are you good? Okay, I'm so sorry. There's no way you would have.
Sports correspondents should always be prepared for an unexpected blow. You can hardly embarrass a powerlifter with a ridiculous handshake. In any incomprehensible situation, pretend that this is what is intended. The man was late for his ship by only a few seconds. At that time, his taxi driver left him, and the saddest thing was that all these failures accidentally got into the report about the ship's departure. Always remember how to hide a sneeze correctly at the most crucial moment.
Overall numbers or growth per day and right, whether your numbers.
Falling off a skateboard will benefit any broadcast. Sometimes you can get into an awkward situation in just 1 second. Here, she knows exactly the price of the working equipment. Hopefully, at least after this, Bill Gates will already solve the annoying problem. After such an unexpected guest on the air, you don't even have time to continue the topic.
I was wondering, what should I do? Oh.
Whoa, he's got you.
Come back.
Before filming, the guest of the TV show fell right at the feet of the presenters. In addition, she needed help to finally get up. The reporter tried his best to talk about the toxic waste that gets into the water and eventually got so carried away that he fell into it himself. It seems that he overdid it today, and now the audience will remember only his fall. One of the experts on the sports TV show was so scared of the insect that he could not control his emotions. He suddenly jumped and fell awkwardly. Few people can feel comfortable in a cemetery, so every rustle and even a touch can cause fright. This time the mistake was not the fault of a person, but solely because of the unstable equipment in the studio.
There are things that are absolutely impossible to believe, and how could this even happen?
What do you think it feels like for a person who falls in front of hundreds of thousands of spectators?
No! No! Se cayó mía! No! Cuenta lo que son estos zapatos.
Work is important, but who will take care of a pet? If you work at an amusement park, always be ready to get a dose of adrenaline.
Organizers expect nearly 100,000 people to come out here to experience all of the fair's ups and its downs as well.
The show behind the guy's back completely overshadowed his interview. Unfortunately, the presentation of a new drone that can deliver small cargo was not successful. One of the fans took advantage of the moment and kissed the journalist, knowing that she would definitely not be able to react rudely on live TV. As you probably know, the phenomenon of telemarketers is truly unique. Viewers buy even those things which may look weird or useless at first glance.
Só que além disso, eu posso abrir qualquer momento. Super segura, bonita, panela show de bola.
Military personnel usually look calm and very restrained, especially on television, but his facial expressions amuse the audience.
Hoje, ontem e amanhã, sempre.
Sometimes people do not try to escape, but run towards danger. In the flooded area, this couple fell into a hole, but fortunately, they weren't seriously injured.
O capacete protegeu as cabeças, Amado. Só que tem detalhe, a moça não está com o capacete correto.
Changing of the guard is always a long-awaited and spectacular event. It usually seems that this process is going perfectly, but accidents happen here too. The report on the opening of a new shelter for dogs will be remembered by viewers for a long time. The friendly dog liked one of the visitors' flip-flops so much that it did not hesitate to take it away.
Essas áreas para que eles possam correr, brincar, se divertir. Vocês estão vendo aqui que já tem muito animalzinho. Isso aqui não foi.
We all know that dogs are loyal friends and excellent guards. This dog did not like either the journalist or his microphone, and it made it clear that it was not worth approaching the owner. The reporter of the Egyptian TV channel was very unlucky. During the live broadcast, a fly suddenly flew into his mouth.
Daqui a pouco eu volto trazendo mais informações.
Everyone has situations when they have to take a child with them to work, and this presenter is no exception. As you can see, according to the law of meanness, his son began to cause trouble and demand attention at the most inopportune moment.
São Bernardo na segunda-feira. E olha só, São Paulo e Água Santa vão fechar essa história. Meu filho, menino, papai tá trabalhando. E a criança vem, vai lá no ar, tá ao vivo, minha gente, desculpa, tá? Eles não estavam...
Donald Trump greeted Polish President Andrzej Duda and was going to say hello to his wife. However, the First Lady of Poland ignored the gesture of the US president. Today, for the sake of a successful report, she had to endure humiliation.
And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead.
It is quite difficult to fulfill your professional duties and continue to report when an outsider behaves inappropriately. It is unlikely that he wanted so many viewers to see his sincere reaction to the prank. Outdoor shooting can be unpredictable. When a tiny snake fell on the reporter's shoulder, he completely forgot that he was at work, so he ran away at the speed of light. When the report was over, the journalist relaxed a little and fell off the jet ski. The most terrible thing is that she didn't know she was still being filmed. Even being a true professional, it's hard to stay calm and collected when a lizard suddenly jumps on you. It looks like the operator left the workplace ahead of time. However, this did not prevent the weather forecast from being completed. The weather presenter had no chance to stay on her feet. I wonder why this situation happened in the first place. One would think that this is some kind of show for kids, however, it's not the case. The thing is that the presenter decided to choose a very peculiar costume. Bad weather can easily become an obstacle to the quality of work. The cameraman had no chance to mind his step, so he slipped. Fortunately, this did not stop him from continuing to shoot. Experienced weather forecasters know well that a green dress is not suitable for work. However, for some reason, she forgot about it. As a weather forecaster, you should never wear green to a shoot. Well, unless they want to scare the little viewers. Here is another example of not the most competent use of the green screen. Sometimes even the most reliable technology can let you down live.
Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
It's on.
This is the moment when your studio is right in the hallway.
4:46 now. Yes. Well, now send things over to the other camera. It's Marcus Bailey, who's tracking some cooler.
That's what the presenters actually do during the commercial break. The most important thing in the correspondent's work is a survey of local residents.
You want to say something? You do?
The weather presenter began his broadcast with a small mistake.
Using air quotes, warm up?
Warm up, yeah, totally. You know, I'm a hot lover, a hot weather lover, right? There you go, wow. Okay, happy Thursday, good morning.
Anyone will do the same if their cheese is taken away. His style turned out to be stunning, however, only for himself. When you work on a farm for a long time, you begin to adopt some of the habits of local creatures. The real talent is to stay sweet even after such a setback. Their technical equipment specialist was definitely nervous while watching the broadcast. When she saw her favorite artist, the fan couldn't contain her feelings and threw her bra right on stage, hoping that Justin Bieber would finally notice her. Quite by chance, the report about the snowstorm became much more interesting thanks to the playful dog. Everything has its time and place. Unfortunately, the host of the show forgot about it and inadvertently threw a ball right in his colleague's face. This is exactly the case when the player is simulating. I'm sure that none of you wants to fall into the dirt on your face on air, but it happens. The reporter looked so attractive, so this man lost all his feelings and simply fell on the floor. At the same time, she did not lose her head, helped him get up, continuing to report. It is unpleasant when technology fails, especially when thousands of spectators are watching you. When a dog wants attention, it doesn't care how busy the owner is. It doesn't seem like this TV presenter expected this turn of events.
And how do you like such a twist? To be honest, I can't do without your comments here.
This is the case when you want to make something hot, but it turns out to be sad. Any broadcast is more pleasant to conduct when you have such a caring gentleman on your shoulder. But cooperation with such a characteristic female friend, as we see, did not bring the expected results.
Reforms is trying to establish a grocery store.
I think he already regretted that he asked his guest in the studio to demonstrate her favorite MMA technique.
Oh, I see that there. Wow.
I can imagine how difficult it is for him to conduct live broadcasts with such a spectacular partner.
Design his leadership pose. So it's a brand new hour. I'm Bill Hemmer live here in New York. Sandra's got the day off. How you doing over there, Julie?
I'm doing.
Even the strongest chair can fail you sooner or later. Eddie Redmayne is a very versatile person. He can impress with his brilliant and deep acting, as well as ridiculous, funny dances.
Okay, all right. This is all right. I want to show you the clip. Here's Eddie Redmayne. Take a look at this.
This is the case when the corporate party has already started and you're still at the workplace.
Wait, the angle. The ACLU used to.
Even such world-class stars as Ariana Grande are not immune from awkwardness. When the rains got so boring that even the presenter had a desire to disperse the clouds in any convenient way. Rather, it is not a weather forecast, but a sports news release. Of course, there is no disputing tastes, but everyone can become aware of them on the air. This is a case when the events behind the scenes are much more interesting than in the frame itself. Whatever she's talking about, those two in the background are of much more interest to the audience. Judging by the singer's reaction, she did not expect any surprises during her performance. She didn't even notice that it was time to finish everything and get to work. It's interesting how their serious discussion turned into a demonstration of a pedicure. Someone said that it was impossible to make mistakes in tango, but these two could easily prove the opposite. But he was just told that the camera was already turned off. Sometimes supported competitions is more active than the competitions themselves. Only a real Spider-Man can beautifully get out of such a situation. Sometimes, colleagues work together for so long that they allow themselves a little more than they should. His staff felt that releasing gases in their presence was too much. Even though the live broadcast was on, she decided that answering the message would be more important.
Governor Rod Blagojevich is back home. You're taking you can see President Trump commuted Blagojevich prison sentence yesterday.
Going against the wishes is the very reason why many people dislike journalists.
I'll pay $10 and not do it, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Choosing the look of Harry Potter, the journalist could not have imagined that a broom in the frame could look so ambiguous. At that moment, she realized that she should have taken sick leave. In such a case, the audience would never have known how bad she was on that day. This girl is living proof that women can be stronger than men. It seems that the reporter is not happy that Heimlich's technique is being demonstrated on him. Today, he failed to impress the audience with his skills. Awkward falls happen to everyone, but not everyone is at the center of everyone's attention at this moment. I am wondering if he understood that the area he was trying to designate would resemble a unicorn. The TV presenter got into an awkward position when she moved her leg in a short skirt. This movement, one way or another, is associated with a scene from the Basic Instinct movie. This journalist rather rudely refused the makeup artist, perhaps because the live broadcast was starting, or maybe because in real life she is not as polite as on the screen. Does she regret the sunburn, or does she want to show off her attractive legs to everyone?
Oh, you got
Weird looking
fried.
burn on my leg.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's hot, isn't it?
Yeah, I see you've been working the quads lately too.
The answer no will always sound like no, regardless of the originality and uniqueness of the proposal. What distinguishes a great actor? I think that a sense of humor and the ability to communicate with everyone on an equal footing.
Do you ever want to go to space? I really shouldn't be doing this.
Well, finally, the telemarketer showed the real quality of the advertised product.
It works. Yeah, this one is actually 40% more puncture resistant. So if
Yeah,
you've got pets who
like-
love it, and I have people.
Except for that one time when maybe don't go on it with.
A short dress is not a hindrance for Amanda Holden when she needs to demonstrate her talents. This bright young lady knows how to surprise. This is the case when you need to complete a journalistic task, but it doesn't matter who is talking about what.
Know that technically LAX is still accepting incoming flights, but we're doing that at less than our half of our normal arrival rate. We are only accepting those flights on the South.
Apparently, Donald Trump's team did not prepare enough for the broadcast. This young man with a banana is trying to disturb the reporter's calm, and it seems he succeeded in his plan.
Patto e la società, ma dopo aver firmato gli accordi.
Everyone has their own methods of dealing with excitement, even if they look at least strange from the outside.
Kabara Goya, I know it! I know it! I totally know it!
Long-term shooting is tiring, and a thermos with hot tea is always at hand. However, the camera is not always turned off. He probably won the lottery, or a new girlfriend reciprocated him, but the guy's emotions are clearly beating over the edge. In windy weather, it's worth taking care of the safety of the headdress, unless of course you have such beautiful hair. Using the comments below to share if you had a similar situation during quarantine. And don't try to lie, I'm sure that each of us has had to face it. This is the case when the microphone itself tells you that it's time to finish this boring broadcast. A battle of gazes mobilizes the nervous system so much that rivals sometimes start to act weirdly.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
A fit of laughter is a dangerous thing, and the worst thing is that you can't do anything about it. Sometimes reporters have to work while having a cold, and since you can't use a napkin, you get such embarrassment. The broadcasts, which are hosted by the Argentine presenter Susana Almeida, always attract crowds of viewers to the screens. I wonder if the stylist deliberately put on such a short skirt for her. They just want to distract attention from the bad weather for tomorrow. Sometimes there are TV shows that you watch not for the sake of the show, but for the sake of its host. Apparently, the forecast for tomorrow promises very hot and humid weather. And here's a great way for you to check who has stronger nerves. What a striking contrast! TV presenters should not only do their job professionally, express their thoughts convincingly, speak clearly and fascinatingly, keeping the audience's attention, but also have charisma and a pleasant appearance. It's quite difficult to deliver tragic news to an audience of millions when you're trying to hold back laughter.
I do beg your pardon, I was trying to suppress.
All people are different, as well as their desires and dreams. The girl wanted to experience something unique, which also served as an excellent advertisement for the Funeral Services Bureau. If the organizers had known about his expressive behavior, they would hardly have chosen him for an interview. Do you want to show off the skill of silently and accurately opening sparkling wine? Then do not repeat after such an expert.
And our episode has come to an end, and we hope that you enjoyed watching this video. We look forward to your questions and comments. Thank you for always being with us.